Welcome back, y'all. Got a little, we were on a little bit of a break. Welcome back to Ball Knowledge Unscripted. I'm Jason. That's my main man, Kareem. Uh, we got a little bit of stuff to catch up on.
Yeah, we do, man. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. But before we catch up, man, let me give a shout out to all the vets. Happy Veterans Day, past and present. You know what I mean? We wouldn't be able to do what we do if it wasn't for them doing what they do. So, shout out to all the vets. Happy Veterans Day and hope you enjoy your day.
100, man. Happy Veterans Day to you, sir.
I appreciate it, man. I
You,
appreciate it.
you should be a proud veteran.
Oh, I am. I am.
All right.
I am.
So, since we have talked, the Dodgers went ahead and cleared up that World Series
Yep.
I figured they would. It took them a few more games than I thought it would, but
That's right. That's right.
the $27 gazillion payroll
Showed up.
struck again.
There it is.
So baseball's over now. So we're going to officially turn the page over to the good stuff. Got to college football. Obviously, I missed several games the week before. So I've been spending a little bit of time going over the different what all took place over the weekend before and this past weekend. And it's kind of, I mean, there were some wins, nothing too major. The top pretty much remains the same.
Yeah.
BYU, who I was never really drinking that Kool-Aid anyway, they took a beating from Texas Tech. So I was never real high on BYU. Their schedule was pretty weak. They did have a ranked win over Utah, but I was never really on that. Texas is somehow back in the top 10. I reset my phone because being out of the country on a cruise for a little while, I didn't have real good service. So when I came back and I took my airplane mode and stuff off and I saw Texas
Thought it was glitching.
at the time was 11, I think, in last week's CFP. And I was like, that can't be right. So I went back and looked and it was just, now this is, I'm kind of combining CFP with AP, but it was just on October 19th where they were number 22 in the AP.
Yeah.
And in that time, they went from 22 in the AP to now number 10. Like, make it make sense.
So let's see. Let's check that schedule. So, you beat a number 9 Vandy. All right. Skate by Mississippi State and barely beat a Kentucky.
Yeah, and I don't know, are they getting a lot of love for beating Oklahoma?
I think they are.
They're getting
because they're because if you look at the rankings this week, they're 10th, Oklahoma's 11th. So I think they are getting love for beating Oklahoma. 10 is high for me for Texas. 10 is high for me.
It is me too. I think
10 is high for me.
I'll definitely be tuning in. They got Georgia this weekend. So you know what? If they can handle Georgia, maybe, because I do believe teams get better, obviously, as the year goes on.
Of course.
So I don't know if they can beat Georgia, then I don't mind being a little bit of a believer. I mean, as much as I loved what Vandy was doing, it's funny to me because I feel like that whole Vandy thing is one of those situations where all year long, all the sports shows, right? Like they're all saying like, Vandy, are they for real?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or are they a pretender? And
Yep.
then it's like Texas beats them and it's like, oh man, that's a huge win. And now all of a sudden, like Vandy definitely wasn't a pretender, right?
Exactly.
So I think that their biggest
looking at the
test will be.
CFP. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Now I was just like looking at the CFP. At least they got the top 5 right.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, what I mean, we can argue, 6 through 25, but 1 through 5 is right. Those are the best 5 teams in college football right now. And One and two, they're the best two. We said, however you want to shake it, one, two, three, wherever you want to put them, you put them there. But those are the top three teams. And then Alabama, after that Florida State loss to start the season, they right in the ship and they're rolling. So yeah, Georgia has a chance to solidify themselves in that top five with a win at Texas, and then they also close the season out with number 16 Georgia Tech. So and that's going to be a big game as well. I think even if I don't see them losing that game, but even if they were somehow lose that game, I still see them making the playoff.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I believe they got the top five right.
And I think that's going to be the case with Texas A&M and Texas because that they play each other the last week of the year, and that'll be a big one. I don't know. I mean, I guess if Texas gets beat, I mean, I don't know if Texas loses that game, they'd be a three-loss team. I don't see a three-loss team getting in.
No, well, Texas is at the cutoff line anyway
Yeah,
because you got to remember they got to throw the group of five champion
yeah.
in there.
The
So
freebie
yeah,
game. I forgot about
yeah.
that one.
So the group of five, which right now, if I'm not mistaken, would be Tulane. Um, Shoot, North Texas has a chance to get up in there. So Tulane and North Texas is fighting for that group of five spot.
Well, you would also have South Florida.
Oh, yeah, yeah, because they're an American. That's right. So South Florida take they're actually in the lead right now. I skipped right over them. So yes, South Florida's in the lead spot right now, but Tulane and North Texas is right on the heels. So
Yeah,
hey,
it'll be.
we got what 3 weeks left, and
Yeah, it's all gonna come down,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's why I'll be curious to see how the conference championship games what is their real value going forward? Is it more of a seeding thing now, right? Because if at the obviously Ohio State, Indiana are most likely going to meet up in the Big Ten championship game.
mm-hmm. I'm so
What?
ready for that game, man.
Oh, I can't. I'm
I
man.
am so ready for that game.
That
I'm
is
going to be the biggest
probably
Indiana fan
oh, bruh,
probably
bruh.
on the planet. Yeah, I
Well,
understand.
it's
I
the
understand.
second,
So this is
the
the second,
second.
the second
But yeah,
dude.
I am 100, and I'm ready on multiple fronts. If I think Indiana is legit, if Ohio State comes in there and handles Indiana,
Yeah,
then hey, my hat's off to you
yeah,
because that probably will be the best team. Well, not probably. That will be the best team they've played all year,
yeah,
even better
absolutely.
than Texas.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I mean, because
I
if
don't
you look at
think.
their schedule outside of Texas, they only played Illinois, and then their next ranked game will be Michigan. So they only got three ranked games on their schedule all year. So they go in there and pull that one out, man. That'd be a big win for Ohio State. But it'd be the same for Indiana. Indiana, they've had a great run all season, man. But I mean, they blew the doors off of Illinois. Beat Oregon at Oregon, and so that's their only two ranked games. They don't have any more ranked games the rest of the season. They skated out that Penn State game.
Yeah, that
That
was a
was
bit of a
that
head
was
scratcher. Other than that is a road game, and regardless of, I'm not saying Penn State is great, but it isn't like they're missing a ton of pieces from the team that everybody thought they
yeah.
were in the beginning of the season, right?
Well, it was
That's
like we
still a
said.
good football team.
Yeah, well, it was like we said. New coach, new spark. They're at home, got the crowd behind them, and they played their tails off, man.
Yeah,
They
and,
played
and
their
like
tails
I've
off.
said this many times, every team has a game every year that it's closer than it should be. The good teams find a way to win those games. Oregon struggled against Iowa. Most teams struggle against Iowa, especially at Iowa. But I think of the year before last when Michigan won the title. They didn't roll everybody that year. They handled most teams. They didn't have a huge problem. But if people remember, like they had to kick a field goal late to beat Illinois that year.
Beat Illinois, yeah,
So it's like every year that's not uncommon. To have a game where it's like, ooh. But like I say, the good teams find a way to win those games.
yeah, absolutely,
Um,
absolutely. And Texas, man, they have an opportunity to put a stamp on it. You know what I mean? They play Georgia this weekend, but they close the season out at number 3 Texas A&M, man. You know what I mean? If they could pull, they can. run the rest of the season, you know what I mean, win these next three, hey, you know what I mean, they could end up with a bye, you know. So that'll be. But I believe Texas A&M, Ohio State, Indiana are the three best teams in the nation. You know what I mean? Texas A&M more likely play Alabama in the SEC championship game, and I believe they'll roll them as well. Um, because that defense that Texas A&M has, man, is
They're legit.
legit.
Yeah.
Is legit, man, and um, you're gonna need an explosive offense and a balanced offense um, to beat that Texas A&M team, man, because they're prime for the picking right now, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's there's still some good, and I mean, I would tell a lot of people, like, don't sleep on these last 2 or 3 weeks of games,
Yeah,
because
no,
there are definitely some games on there that some people could get tripped up in. Like this weekend, you got Oklahoma goes to Alabama. Alabama is obviously very much in it.
yeah,
I mean, I won't say they can't afford another loss. They only have one, but man, I wouldn't want to gamble with it.
yeah,
I think, even this Miami NC State game, if Miami has any chance, this is the type of game that would scare me. When you're getting late in the season like this, you're playing these teams that are out of it. NC State's only playing for one thing:
yeah.
pride at this point.
Pride and destroy your season.
That's it.
That's
And
like the Notre Dame Pitt game. Notre Dame goes to Pitt. You know, Pitt's ranked 22 right now. So you go in there half stepping, uh, Pitt could blow the doors off, and now Notre Dame, you're on the outside looking in because you lose this, you're not making it in the playoffs because that'd be your third loss. So
and the same thing could be said too. Like, I think I really liked uh, Ole Miss. I don't know why. I really thought, you know I still do. I still think they're a very good team. Um, their one loss. I mean, they lose to Georgia at Georgia. That's a tough game for anybody to win. They only lost by, I think, 7 or 8. Um, but with this Florida game coming up, it's like that's one of those games where it's like that would only be their second loss, but that would be a horrible loss.
horrible loss.
That would not be a good loss. So it's like
That's right.
these last couple weeks, you can't think because there's no number in front of the team that you're playing.
That's right.
It doesn't mean you can't get clipped right, and it just shake your season and ruin it. And before you know it, you're going to the Hellman's Mayonnaise Bowl
That's right.
instead of the playoffs where you thought you belong.
No, completely agree,
But
man.
I love these last 2 or 3 weeks of the season every year because it's one the football rankings start to take shape. For the ones at the top, there's really not a lot left on their schedule. I fully expect. I'm a realist. I love my Wolverines, but I'm a realist. I would be. Last year was one thing. Michigan had at least a good pass rush. Uh, I fully expect it to be. I'm not saying it'll be a blowout because it is a rivalry game, um, but I fully expect the Buckeyes to beat Michigan. Um, Indiana doesn't have anything left on their schedule, so those two teams are just kind of going through the motions to get to that Big Ten championship game. Where I don't think it won't matter who wins or loses, both of those teams will make it. I would
Yeah,
even
that
argue
yeah.
that you might be better off to lose that game
Yeah.
from a standpoint. I mean, look at last year. All four teams that got a bye took an L.
Yeah.
Now, maybe that don't mean anything, but there's already a layoff, right? There's already a layoff following the. I would if I'm a coach, I'd want to get back out there as quick as possible.
Yeah.
I
No.
don't want another week to go by, right? Because that's all you need is the team you're playing is to hit their stride
It's
in that first
exactly
round playoff
in that
game.
first round. Yeah.
Now they've figured something out or whatever, and
Yeah.
now so I don't know.
And
I'm not a
that's
huge fan of the
That's what
bye.
Ohio State did, man. That's what Ohio State did. They lost to
Yeah,
Michigan, played Tennessee the first week, and caught
beat
their
them up.
stride. And I'm talking about beat them up bad and ran away with it, man. It was not pretty. And I mean, they took those three games in the playoffs
Yeah,
and
and I
ran
don't
away with it.
remember really any of their games going through that playoff.
Now none of them were close.
The Notre Dame game was. was not a blowout by any means, but even though that score was fairly close, the game didn't feel
Mm-mm.
close.
No, the game wasn't close. No, not
I
at all.
mean, even though I was sitting there with, I think I had like a couple buckets of Lucky Charms next to me, uh, I hoping that Notre Dame was going to do
Yeah,
something. That game, I felt like that game was over early.
yeah,
I just didn't
yeah.
think
That's one of
Notre Dame
them
could run
games.
with them.
Final score doesn't really tell the story of the game, you know. And but like you say, last 3 weeks, man, is going to shake yourself out. I believe certain teams should be adjusted, but you play the games and they'll adjust themselves out.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I believe the best 12 teams will make it in, and we should have a good playoffs this year.
Yeah, I think it will be. I really do. I think there's a couple SEC teams that can really make some noise. I think there's a lot. The other, definitely, well, pretty much just the SEC. Let's be honest. I mean, college football for the better part of the last 20 plus years. I mean, you look at a list of teams that have won natties. It's the majority of those teams are SEC
Yeah,
teams.
yeah,
Sprinkled in a little Big Ten, sprinkled in a little, not even, well, I guess Florida State had one in there not that long ago, but sprinkle in a little ACC. But the SEC doesn't like that the last two chips have been won by Big Ten teams.
yeah. Oh yeah.
That is not conducive to their talk of being the greatest
No,
conference in
no,
the
not at
country.
all. It's been over 1,000 days since they won the national championship, so
Yeah. So
they got to right the ship. They got to right the
yeah,
ship.
they're itching to get somebody. And you
Yeah,
know what's crazy is I don't know why, but just based on, and I watch a lot of college football games, probably more than anything else. And something in my mind, I just feel this Alabama thing.
yeah,
And I don't know why, because I'm not an Alabama fan. I'm not obviously not an SEC fan really. But I just have this like feeling that it was almost in a much shorter time frame, but it almost reminded me of the Michigan Harbaugh situation. It was like they were ready to string DeBoer up
yeah.
last year.
No,
Like
absolutely.
he is not the guy,
Yeah, absolutely.
right? And then they had the loss early in the year,
Uh-huh.
and the same thing. It was like, man, this is not the guy. You need to get on out there. And I said all along, like, man, I wouldn't want to be the guy who replaces Nick Saban.
Absolutely. And
I'd love,
I think that's what it was, man.
yeah,
You
that's
know,
a lot. Those are big shoes.
you following the GOAT, man, and it's like, bro, you can't come out, have the season you have last year, and then come back this year and lose to Florida State on the opening night. You know, it's like, yo, what are we doing? So, but for him to right that ship, man, like,
And
I
I just
mean,
wondered because he's a good football coach. I mean,
yeah,
let's
oh yeah, he's a
the
good ball
guy had
coach.
his team in the national championship year before last. So
Yeah,
the guy knows ball. He's got better athletes than he's probably ever had. And I just feel like, man, look out for Bama. Like nobody's talking about Bama really, even though
yeah,
they're what, number 4?
4, yeah,
But it's like all the talk is, A&M's elite, the Buckeyes are elite, maybe Indiana is, we'll find out. Uh, but it's like it's weird, isn't it? It's weird to have Alabama in the top 5 and then be like the third wheel to,
yeah,
they're the third lady
yeah,
to the party, like,
yeah.
and that's weird. It
And you know
feels weird.
speaking of Alabama, I believe if Alabama runs the table, Ty Simpson is your Heisman.
Yeah, I do too. And that's where I think it has to play in, I hope, because like right now, Julian Sands getting all the love.
Yeah,
And
him and Mendoza.
yeah, and I just feel like, I don't know, like, and I'm not knocking the kid. He can clearly play. The kid can play, but you're playing on quite possibly the greatest assembled team.
Yeah,
I mean, what
that
I
money can
can't.
buy.
Right, like
Yeah,
let's face it,
yeah.
with an NFL coordinator, you got Matt Patricia there on the defense. You got, I just feel like, is he the best player or is he in the best situation and
He's
he's
that
good?
that is definitely the best situation.
And not that
It's definitely
Alabama
the best
is a
situation.
slouch. It's not like Ty is taking this, you know, uh, rebound team, to elevating them.
Hmm.
But I mean, on paper, that Alabama team is not that Buckeye team.
No,
I
no,
mean,
no,
I
no,
would
no, no.
argue if you took those two receivers off of Ohio State and put them on any other top 25 team, that team
They'll
would
be,
probably automatically
yeah,
be a top 5 team,
absolutely,
you know?
absolutely.
So I don't know. I mean, I hate the Heisman anyway, but
No,
I
I'm right
just,
there with you.
I would like to see it go to not necessarily the person with the best stats, because to me, that's relative.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So,
No, and I mean, it's the Heisman's is basically turned into a quarterback award, just like the MVP have
yeah.
in the NFL. You know, and it sucks. Like I've said before, that's why it was refreshing to see Travis Hunter and Ashton Genty go 1-2 in the Heisman last year, because it's rare that you have somebody other than the quarterback win it. Like in NFL, non-quarterback has won it hasn't won it since 2012 with Adrian Peterson. That's 13 years ago. It's definitely a quarterback award, which makes it lose its luster. Um, you don't have a player that's truly separating themselves from, like Ashton Genty was going for the all-time rushing record last year. Travis Hunter was a top three player on offense and defense. You know what I mean? But you don't have that guy this year. You don't have a receiver that's trying to break the all-time receiving record. You know what I mean? Sack leader. You don't have any of that. So of course I'm like, all right, well, quarterback, where you at? Who's the best ones? And I believe Todd Simpson and Mendoza from Indiana are 1 and 2. But I believe if Simpson run the Tatum, he'll get it because he's at Alabama.
Yeah. And you know what? Who the guy who I don't understand? He's not getting love, and maybe it's the same situation. Blake Corum didn't get any love that year with Michigan, but
Yeah,
Jeremiah Love,
yeah.
bro. Now, I
And
mean,
I would say
imagine,
because Notre Dame has 2 losses,
yeah,
and
but
I think that's why it's doing it.
that guy's putting up the stats he's putting up, and he is damn near splitting carries. I mean, Price has 95 carries. Jeremiah Love has 154.
Yeah, I
I
mean
mean,
he's fifth in the nation in rushing.
and I don't know, man. I watch that kid. I think he's going to be a good pro.
Yeah, Jeremiah
I
Love
really
is fifth
do.
in the nation rushing at 968 yards. So and like you say, he's splitting carries. So imagine where he would be at if he was the
Right.
primary rusher, and
Yeah. I mean, he's basically,
that probably has something to do with him not being in that conversation as well.
yeah. I mean, he's
You
basically
know,
getting 60% of the carries with 150 carries. I mean,
yeah.
and other
I
guys
mean,
got almost 100.
imagine if he was getting the Ashton Genty carries that he, from last year. Like, dude would probably be almost at 2,000 yards right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I would like to see. I mean, it's not going to happen because one, there's too many teams involved. But I would love to see like an overhaul of college football and just the way that they do the whole thing. The way that figure out a way to restructure it to where you have legitimately the four or five best players relative to whatever, a better, this playoff system is hopefully better than it is better than what was four, and four was better than two, and two was better than none. But I still think as long as they are giving a spot to a group of five team, when that group of five team probably couldn't beat anybody in the top 25, let alone the top 11. I almost wish college football is so big. I don't understand why you can't break it down into levels and give other teams, an opportunity. I don't know. I always wondered that because there's teams that are in it that are there's no way they can compete.
Well,
Like,
you have that conversation, but then you have games that shows, if you give the little guy a chance, he can pull out a David versus Goliath type thing. Just go back to Boise against Oklahoma.
yeah, but I
No,
think
no one gave Boise a chance. And,
but those and I agree to an extent. Those are, but at the same time it's like those were regular season games. Like I always look at it like if you're going to give one of the 12 spots to a group of 5 team, there's a legitimate team out there that would have had a shot. There will never be a group of 5 team run through this college football playoff and win a natty. I'm saying it right now. That'll never happen.
I can agree with that.
And it's like, why wouldn't you take? And I'm not trying to shit on any particular conference or anything, but like the MAC. I love MAC football, man. I'm from Ohio. I love MAC football, but that there is no team from the MAC is ever going to win a
Yeah,
national championship. That's not
yeah,
happening.
yeah. No, I definitely understand that, and I could definitely agree with that. Um, it's kind of like a participation trophy.
Right, right.
You were the best of the least, so come join the party.
Yeah, come get
You
your
know,
brains beat in the
yeah,
first
first
round.
round exit. Like Ohio State versus Grambling type thing. Um, because when Boise State played, who they play last year in the playoff,
Well,
uh,
actually, just
I don't remember whoever they played. Genty was averaging over 200 yards rushing. I mean, he didn't. I don't even think he get. I don't even think he hit 70 in that game. So now I agree. I don't think even inviting them to the party that they're going to make much noise. But um, it gives them an opportunity. They can't say they didn't have the opportunity. You know.
that's sure. I just feel like it would be. I don't know. There's what 130 some teams. You know, I almost feel like, man, why wouldn't you break that? Even at least break it in half, right? And create another level for
Yeah.
a national champion of that.
Division 1A, one
Yeah,
double
well,
A.
I mean, the same reason we have FCS. FCS they have a national champion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Division three has a national champion. Like
Yeah.
all those levels do, and you have at least 75 teams in FBS that have zero chance of winning.
No, absolutely.
It's not a thing. But
I mean,
all right, I digress from that.
North Dakota State has been the Alabama of FCS for like the last gajillion years. So you know,
Yeah, for sure. No, if I'm yeah.
I was watching the game the other night, man. It was like so and so North Dakota State, so and so North Dakota State. I'm like, damn, they putting this many players in the league, bro. Like, god damn. And then you look at how many natties they've won. You're like, that makes sense. So yeah, I can agree with you on that one, man. Definitely agree with you on that one.
So, but yeah, I'm definitely like I say, looking forward to these last few weeks of one. I love college football. I almost hate that we're already down to 3 games left
Yeah,
before the conference championships and the bowl games, but I'm going to enjoy every minute of it.
yeah, and that's all we can do, man. And then get ready for the next season, man. Because at the end of the day, only one team can win. I believe the 12 that go, well, yeah, the 12 that go in there this year. I mean, even if South Florida, I mean, they were making some noise at the start of the season. So if they can get back into their stride, what I mean, they might have a chance to knock off one of the big boys. So, the 12 teams that get in, I believe this will be the best playoff we've had in the any at any time
Yeah, I
of the
could see
playoff
that.
system. I think this will be the best playoffs.
I agree because even though I don't think this is a perfect system yet, and I don't know that it ever will be, um, with the way that they're getting the teams, with the way they're coming up with it now, I think is better than last year, right? And I think um, they'll continue to get it right and make some tweaks here and there.
Yeah, and then
Um,
this year they have a different committee from last year. So maybe that has something to do with it. These guys are actually watching ball. They got guys in there that not only play ball but coach ball. So they understand the game. They watch the game. You know, so I think that has a lot to do with it as well. Yeah, but it should be an interesting final 3 weeks heading into
yeah,
the bowl season.
yeah, I love it. So fill me in a little bit on what's been going on with the NFL.
Well, my lead has extended on you. I understand you've been, chilling in the sun, and you haven't updated, your board or anything. But I'm going to tell you, my lead was extended. So I'm getting closer and closer to that steak dinner.
Steak dinner.
Um, yeah, man.
I don't even know how we turned out. I
I won. We had 3 games different, and I won 2 of them.
oof.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, no, no. It's not good for you. It's not
So
good for
what
you.
games did we have? Atlanta, New England.
We had New England. I had New England winning. I had Denver winning. I had Kansas City winning. You took the Buffalo game.
There it was. So I
You
lost
won
a
the Buffalo
game.
game. Yep. You lost two
Dang.
games.
Well, I'll have all that updated on Thursday when we do
Yep.
our picks for this
Yep.
coming weekend.
Yep. And so not only did I extend my lead on you, we also had the bye week trade deadline. Just like we took a bye week, my Eagles were on a bye week, and when this trade deadline, that's how we rose my season. And Eagles had some really good pickups, and one of them showed out last night. Um,
Must have been late. I turned that game off. I turned that game off
yeah,
in
yeah, it
the
was it was a it was
after
a it was a
three
little
because
snoozer until the fourth quarter.
yeah, I woke up
Um,
and the game was still on.
yeah, it was a little snoozer for three quarters, but I mean, going to halftime 0-0. But Jalen Phillips balled out, uh, six tackles, forced fumble and fumble recovery. Um, and we started. He started. He literally got to the team this weekend. Started. Uh,
Nice.
he he played. He played. He balled out. Jair Alexander, we picked him up as well. We wanted him before he went to Baltimore, but for whatever reason, we didn't get him. He didn't play this week. Hopefully, we can get him back here within a week or two because we definitely need a cornerback across the field from Quinyon Mitchell because Adoree Jackson is not the guy. Um, I have nothing against Adoree. I was not a fan of us drafting him. But hey, to each his own. I will not knock Howie because he's picked more right than he's picked wrong. Um, but Adoree Jackson is not it. So we're hoping Jair Alexander can, get healthy and help solidify that second corner position. Defense looked amazing last night. Defense looked amazing last night. Offense, you know,
Yeah,
it
I
was a
mean,
little snore fest. The first drive was beautiful
yeah,
until that punch out fumble, and it kind of snowballed. I mean, Packers have a really good defense as well. So, I'm not taking anything from their defense. I'm not saying we should have dropped 40 on them, but we definitely left a lot of meat on the bone. And a lot of other teams picked up some pieces that they needed in the trade deadline, and we'll see what they do with it. Cowboys think they won the trade deadline because they um, got Quinn Mitchell. I mean, Quentin Williams from the Jets. I don't think so. That still doesn't do nothing for their secondary. So we're just every team just bombs away on you.
yeah. They're still going to be the Cowboys.
Yeah. So um, Brian Dayball, he got his exit ticket, his pink slip.
All that.
When you lead the league and giving up, losing most games after winning by 10 points, and you lose four or five games, that's the quickest recipe for you getting that pink slip. Uh, so yeah, it should be good, man. It should be real good. Actually, you know what? Jair Alexander will not be playing for the Eagles this season because he's stepping away from football. Literally, my source just dropped it in my ear that he is stepping away from football
Really?
to focus on getting right physically and mentally.
Okay.
So,
I
Adoree
had not
Jackson,
heard.
my man, hey,
I
buddy, how's it going?
was going to say
You
I
know,
had not heard that.
yeah, man, how's it going? Literally just dropped in my ear, man. Uh,
Oh, I did
man,
see
I
that.
was I was
Wow.
looking forward to
That
uh
just popped.
yep, just popped, man. Just popped in my ear, man. Well, Adori, hey, my Gram's right there in Philly. She makes an amazing cheesesteak. We love to get you one. Forget everything I just said about 45 seconds ago. Uh, and I hope you can lock it down on the other side, man. Uh,
Dang. He didn't even have
yeah,
to move that far, Baltimore to Philadelphia.
yeah, yeah. He didn't,
Right?
man. He just, and
That's like a long
that's one of
cab ride.
that's one of those ones, man, where it's like, oh well, Hopefully it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, but you get 3 players in the trade deadline. If 2 out of 3 pop, yeah, that's a win. So it's all good. It is what it is. But
Well,
yeah.
a couple of my observations. So last week I did not being able to really see many games. The ones I was able to kind of follow a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
One, I just want to say JJ McCarthy continues to be an absolute beast when playing inside of the state of Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
congrats to JJ.
Mm-hmm.
As much as that was kind of rough because I'm kind of pulling for the Lions,
Mm-hmm.
but JJ goes in, beats the Lions at home.
Yeah.
JJ
Yeah.
is an absolute machine when it comes to winning football games
Yeah.
in the state of Michigan.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Then,
That was crazy.
this current weekend happened, and it's like, oh, okay, he should probably play for the Lions.
Yeah.
He'd be
Yeah.
really tough.
At least he'll be a 500 quarterback.
Yeah. So then, right. So then the other thing I noticed, I'm
Yeah.
kind of scrolling through the games I missed. Steelers beat the Colts last week.
Yeah, they did.
So I looked into that and I'm like, well, because that game still kind of ended up being it was close. And the Colts turned the ball over 6 times and still it was a close game. So
That's right.
that's kind of like a one-off in my book. Like, yeah, I mean the Colts lost the game, no doubt about it. But the fact that they turned the ball over 6 times and that
Yeah.
was still a game,
Yeah.
um, I still think the Colts are, the NFL is it's unlike college football. The NFL is a different animal. One, everybody loses games. That's not a showstopper for me. They obviously rebounded and beat the Falcons this past weekend. But that was one thing that was surprising that Daniel Jones himself, 3 picks, 2 fumbles, and
Yeah.
they still only lost the game by 7.
Yeah. What
Like,
surprised me is how and when we made the Chiefs Bills pick, I should have asked you what time of year was it, playoff or regular season?
that's right,
Because then
because
then I would have went with the Bills because they know how to beat the Chiefs in the regular season. But then they follow that up with a straight shellacking by the Dolphins. Like,
yeah,
how do you what was I don't even have words to express how bad of a beating that was.
I have one word: Asham.
Ah,
22
yeah,
carries
yeah,
for a buck
yeah.
74,
Yeah,
couple
kid had
tutties.
he almost had what 50 fantasy
Yeah,
points, man.
still
That was
had
nasty.
six catches for 51 yards.
Yeah, yeah,
They
that
had
was nasty.
absolutely no answer for him
Yeah,
whatsoever. And I'm going to be honest with you. If I'm a Bills fan, I'm a little alarmed,
yeah.
slightly. And I say that because the Patriots now have what?
They're a
Is it,
game and a half.
yeah,
Well,
so
no,
game
that
and a half
yeah,
lead. And their next three
I about
are
to say that you
not
see exactly.
the Bills have they got the Bucks, then they go to Houston and to
Yep,
Pittsburgh.
yep,
That that would be a little alarming for me if I'm a
yep.
Bills fan because guess what the Patriots next 3 games are?
Cupcakes.
Jets
Yep,
at Cincy
yep,
and the Giants.
yep. Cupcakes.
So,
They got 4 bye weeks, and then they go into their bye week after the Giants.
yeah.
So they got 4 bye weeks.
So it's like that division, man, I'm going to be honest with you. There unless the Bills win all 3 of those games, Bucks, Houston and Pittsburgh on the road. Unless they win all of those, because I think the Patriots easily win all 3 of those. Uh, that division could be getting out of reach for
Yeah,
Buffalo.
I mean, because think about it, you're already at 10 games if you're the Patriots, right? You win your next 3. Everyone presumes you win your next 3. Now you're 11-2 going into your bye week. All right, so that's 14 games in. You only have 3 games left, right? And then your last 3 games, if you're the Patriots, after your bye week, is the Bills, the Ravens, the Jets, right? That's going to be a must win for Buffalo,
Well, yeah,
right?
because I mean,
And
if
the Ravens because they're only a game behind the Steelers now after starting the season 1-5, which is crazy. and then you end the season with the. I'm sorry, you end the season with the Jets and the Dolphins. No one's expecting you to lose those two games. But even if you lose to the Bills and the Ravens, and then go, what's that, 13-4. Well, Buffalo. Let's see where you at, Buffalo. You have to. What's Buffalo remaining schedule? So they have the Bucks this Sunday, followed by the Texans, the number one defense in football, the Steelers, the Bengals, the Patriots, the Browns. Then you got to face my Eagles, then the Jets. So you can legitly lose to the Bucks, the Texans, the Steelers, the Patriots, and you could lose 5 of those games. No one's expecting you to lose to the Browns or the Jets. So you could legitly lose 5 of those games and go, what's that? 11, no, 9-8 and miss the playoff.
I don't see that happening,
No, I don't see it either, but
but yeah, I
it's a
mean,
possibility.
it's certainly not where I thought Buffalo was going to
No,
be.
no, not at all.
Looking at their last, what do they got? 8 games left.
Yeah,
This is not where I anticipated Buffalo to be with 8 games left
I don't think
in a
they did
dogfight
either.
for the division. And
And
that game against the Patriots, they play the second weekend, and that could be for that literally could be for the division.
let me tell you something. Let me tell you how bad this has shifted. To start the season, Josh Allen was my starting fantasy quarterback. You know who's my fantasy quarterback right now? Drake
Daniel
May.
Jones,
No, Drake May. Drake May.
Drake Mays looked pretty good.
I benched Josh Allen to start Drake May. That's how much better Drake May has performed than Josh Allen.
Would you want to drop Josh Allen so I
Yeah,
can
no,
pick him up?
I'm
Okay.
not doing that.
All
I'm
right.
not doing that.
All right. All
No,
right.
not at all. Not at all. Not at
Because
all.
I'm on like my fourth quarterback.
Yeah, understood. Understood. No, you can't have mine. No, that's
Okay.
not
Okay.
going to happen.
All right.
I'm okay with you suffering because your suffer is my prosperity. So it's okay.
That is not very Christian of you, but if I was in your shoes, I would do the same thing.
Yeah. So I mean, this week I'm definitely benching. Actually, the next 3 weeks I'm playing Drake May over Josh Allen because Drake May has cupcakes.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I'm playing him. Josh Allen's playing the Bucks, the Texans, and the Steelers. I'm playing Drake May over Josh Allen. And then looking at the rest of this, I might just play Josh Allen the rest of the season, except when they play the Browns and they play the Jets, and then I'll bench Drake May. But
So how are you feeling right now? You feel like the Patriots are now the favorite?
in that division, absolutely, absolutely, only because of the way their schedule is, man. And then and then like I say, they have was that a 2 game lead, 1 game lead? Because they're 8-2, Buffalo 6-3, so they have a game lead on them. And I don't see New England dropping. Um, I don't see them dropping many games coming down the stretch.
I don't
Like I
either.
say, they'll win the next 3, then they'll play Buffalo and the Ravens, and then they'll play the Jets and the Dolphins.
Yeah,
Like,
and I'm not so certain that they can't lose to the Bills and the Ravens and still be in first place. If
exactly,
if Buffalo doesn't handle business,
exactly, because
because Buffalo does
that
not
would make
have.
them 13-4.
Yeah,
That would make them 13-4, right? If they just lose to the Ravens and the Bills, that would make them 13-4, which means
Buffalo would have to win out to get to
Buffalo
13
would have to win
wins,
out. They would have to
pretty
win out.
much.
They would have to win out. Uh
That'd be
but they already have the
well.
tiebreaker with Buffalo. They
They'd
beat
have to
them
go
earlier in the
seven
season.
and one. Yeah,
Yeah, the Bills beat them earlier this season, so they own the
yeah.
tiebreaker.
That's why that game will be so big.
Yeah,
That'll
yeah,
be and that's the
man.
thing too. I love some of those December NFL games.
Yeah,
When
man.
it starts
It's
getting, because I'm looking through some of these
that's
divisions,
when it stands up, man.
and
That's when
some of
you
these
find out who's
divisions,
real, who's fake.
yeah, some of these divisions are absolute garbage. Um, I mean, I think that NFC West, like, yikes.
Yeah,
Uh,
everybody over
the,
there has a winning record except the Cardinals, and the Cardinals just
yeah,
beat the Cowboys.
I mean the NFC North, dude. The Vikings are 4-5, and they're in last place.
Yeah, Yeah.
Like 4 and 5 would be good enough for second in the NFC East.
Yeah.
It'd be good enough for third in the South. Like they'd be in second in the AFC North. They'd be in third in the East. Like they're 4 and 5 and they're in last place.
Yeah.
That
I'm looking
NFC
at
North
NFC
is
East. Oh, you're only going only the Eagles are coming out of the East.
yeah,
I mean, you likely you could get three teams out of NFC North.
right.
Uh,
Well, I don't know because you're going to have the Rams. I mean, you got the Rams and Seahawks are both sitting at 7-2.
yeah. So you get one out
And
the
plus,
East, you get two out the West, you get three out the North, and you get one out the South. And
and that's assuming that the
there's your seven
49ers fall
teams.
off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's going to be
Well, the 49ers will lose out on the division champ in the South. Well, no. They could beat out Green Bay. The Niners could beat out Green Bay because that means they have a better record than Green Bay right now.
yeah. Well, I'm just saying, even just for the division. I mean,
So you could get three out the West or three out the North,
yeah,
and then you have the East and the South champion.
yeah. This is going to be one of those years where I think, even though I think Tampa Bay is better, I think Tampa Bay is still a good football team. I like Tampa
Yeah,
Bay as
yeah,
long as Baker's there, they're going to have a chance.
yeah. That's gonna be a good game with the Bills this weekend.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, that's gonna be a
That,
good game with the Bills.
yeah,
Um, like even in the AFC, I believe the Pats and the Bills will make the playoffs. I believe the Ravens are going to steal the AFC North.
I do too.
The Colts take the AFC South, and then when you look at the West, man, you got Denver, the Chargers, and the Chiefs. If the playoffs started today, the Chiefs wouldn't be in the playoffs, bro.
This is one of those seasons though where they're going to show a graphic in late December of this is where the Chiefs were
Yeah,
back on
yeah,
November. What is today?
yeah. 11th.
The 11th. This is where the Chiefs were on November
Yeah,
11th. Five
yeah,
and four, sitting in third place as they're playing in the
yeah.
AFC Championship game,
Outside looking in of the playoff picture, and then they're freaking sitting
and
in the
they're
they're
probably going to
sitting in
win the
the
division.
sixth seed,
Yeah,
between the fourth and the sixth seed.
I
It
mean they're
is.
going to end up winning the division because
Yeah,
I
Denver offense is trash, bro. I don't understand how they're 8-2. Their defense, Bo Nix is man, he is not. Uh, I've never been on high on the Bo Nix train, even when he was in Auburn as a freshman. Transferring to Oregon, I've never been on the high on the Bo Nix train. He's inconsistent, but somehow, some way, they're still winning football games, man. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about: winning football games, bro.
it is. But have you looked at their schedule though?
I've looked
And,
at it.
and they do have some decent wins. Obviously,
Yeah, we're one of them.
yeah,
So
they did beat the Eagles by 4, but look at
yeah,
the
we're
rest of
one.
those wins.
Yeah,
They are literally against the worst
the
teams in
Titans,
the
the
league.
Bengals, the Jets, the Giants, the
Maybe
Cow.
outside of the Texans,
Yeah, outside the Texans and the Eagles.
but Titans, Bengals,
Yeah,
Jets, Giants, Cowboys, Raiders. That's
Raiders. Yeah,
literally the only team missing from that is the Saints, and that'd be the worst teams in the league.
yeah, that's true. That's
So
true.
I don't know. I'm not buying. I think they're going to get there because they've still got what, two
They
games against the Chiefs. I think the
two
Chiefs
against the
beat
Chiefs. They
them.
play the Chargers. They got to play
If
the Packers.
yeah, so that's three. They got the Chargers is four. I'm not certain they can beat the Jaguars. If I'm being honest, I mean, I think this is one of those teams that they'll show a graphic of this team too.
Yeah, yeah,
They were 8-2 back on, and
yeah,
they won 9 games that year.
yeah. And what sucks because they're at 8-2 right now, they still could make a wild card, and that's what sucks. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. But you know what I mean? You beat who's on your schedule. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and
but
I've seen worse teams. I've seen worse teams make it.
that's what I'm about to say. I'm about to say I've seen 8-8 team make the playoffs.
Uh,
7-9
I've seen a seven
division
and nine. I
champion.
can remember a Seattle 7-9
Yeah,
team that
7-9 because
and,
they won the
and
division.
won and won their
Yeah,
first the first
yeah,
round that year.
the wild card. Yeah,
Yeah,
so it happens. I'm not high on the Broncos train, but what I mean, just like my Eagles, if you win, that's all you can. That's what you're getting paid to do to win ball games.
yeah,
You know, they're
yeah.
if
There's
like right now the
definitely
playoffs started right now, they will be the 3 seed behind Pats and the Colts will be in the 1 seed, and the Pats will be in the 2 seed, and the Broncos will be in the 3 seed.
Yeah.
So you
And
know,
there's some I like. We'll talk more about this coming weekend's games on Thursday, but there's definitely a few games on here that I really like. I love that Buccaneers Bills game. That should be a good
yeah,
one.
that's going to be a really good game. Yeah.
I like the Bears Vikings game because right now almost every game in that division when they play inside their division is a divisional game that matters. Um, I like
That Atlanta Carolina game is actually kind of low key important because they're not far behind in that division. They're only what, a game behind Tampa. Carolina's only a game behind Tampa Bay. If they could pull that game out, who's to say? You
well,
know,
and there's a game, Seattle and the Rams.
yeah,
That's going to be big, and that could end up being a game that decides the division down the road based on tiebreakers.
yeah. But the biggest game of the weekend, we all know, Sunday Night Football, baby.
It is. It
Sunday
is.
Night Football. Hey, all right. This I'm gonna go ahead. PSA, Aiden, you are my guy. You're my guy. Please stay off my quarterback. Please stay off my quarterback,
I
man.
feel like I feel like this is going to be I feel like this is going to be a great football game.
Yeah, and the reason I give that PSA because I don't know if Lane Johnson is going to be playing Sunday night. He had to be carted off the field last night because he had an ankle injury. I don't know if he's going to play, and if he can't play, I believe Aiden Hutchinson would have a field day with whoever we put over there.
It could be a problem.
It could be a real problem. Jalen's going to have to use those legs. Um, but I believe it's going to be a really good game. Just like if you don't remember, the week before we played Green Bay, I looked right in the camera. I said, Green Bay, buckle your trench straps up because we're coming to punch you in your mouth. And we did that last night. So I like to pat myself on the back for that. And I will say the same thing again to Detroit because even though we're not at 100%, we're at home. We're in the cold. Detroit plays in the dome. So even though it gets cold there, they don't have to play in it. They play in the dome. So, you're gonna have to come out into the little chilly wind, and you have to bring your A game. You have to lean on that run game. And yeah, I believe we're gonna pull that one out. Uh
Really? Against a lot? Okay.
yeah, at home against the Lions. Like right now we're 2.5 point favorite, and I'll take my
Which
team
is
with the points, man.
which is a little surprising
Yes.
that they're not giving them
Full
the
home.
full 3 point
Yeah. Yeah, and
home.
that's how good of a game is gonna be.
I feel like that's
That's how good
that's
of a game it's
that's
gonna be.
that's Vegas saying
Yeah.
we kind of like Detroit.
No. I 100% agree. I 100% agree. But I'm going to ride with my
Oh,
Eagles.
I would not expect it any other way.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
there'll be a situation for Denver to maybe prove in, people, including myself, wrong
absolutely
because they are going to get the Chiefs.
at home.
Chiefs got to go to Denver, so that'll be an opportunity for them. But here's one thing I want to say, and this has bugged me. It's probably bugged me most of my life.
Okay.
But why? And I realize part of it is it's a scheduling thing, and obviously the schedules for the most part are made well in advance. But they have got to figure out a way to be able to flex games off of Monday night
Yeah.
and other games on
The
to
TV
Monday night.
schedules. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. The,
yeah.
the fact that,
The
and I
Cowboys
don't
shouldn't be
even
a Monday night
know,
game.
I don't even know at what point anybody thought this would be a good game. That the Cowboys and the Raiders on
Yeah,
Monday night,
yeah,
like, are
yeah.
you kidding me?
No,
Like, man,
absolutely.
tell me you just picked a game with a dart without telling me. Like, I would much rather see that Chiefs Broncos game at night on Sunday and that Lions Eagles game on Monday, or the other way
Vice
around.
versa. Yeah. No, absolutely.
Both of those games, I mean, hell, I'd rather see that Seahawks Rams game.
That's going to be a good game. That
I
might be
agree.
that sneakily.
Yeah,
That might be the
sneak.
best game. That might be the best game of the weekend.
Yeah,
That might be the best game of the
that's
weekend
going to be.
because that's going to be two powerful offenses just humming.
I fully expect that to be a very good game. I don't know. There's a few, and I think this just going forward, the love the late season NFL games because it's like when you start getting into those last like, I mean, we still got what they still got what 8 games left.
8 games left.
So, but when you start getting into like where they've got like 5 and 6 games left, for
Yeah,
some teams it won't matter, right? Like I think
yeah,
The Eagles are going to have that division wrapped up well before the
yeah,
end of the season.
yeah.
But there's a lot of divisions that aren't that way. And man, those interdivision
Every
games towards
game.
the end
Yep.
of the season
Every
are
game.
so big.
That's right.
And there's just some bangers, even games that aren't necessarily division games, like not this coming week, but the following week, like Colts at Kansas City.
Yeah,
Like that's going to be a great game.
yeah.
Um, what was the other one? Buccaneers at Rams. That's week 12. I was just looking at these. There were just some going down the line. Packers Lions. That's on Thanksgiving. Um, that's another thing I wish they would do is get rid of some of these. Like, I'm sorry, but the Cowboys don't deserve to play on Thanksgiving. It's an old wives' tale that they're
Yeah,
America's team. I don't know who
yeah,
made that shit up, but
yeah,
that's not a real thing.
yeah. And they play at home, and Kansas City's going to run them out their own building, man.
Right. On Thanksgiving,
That's
it's
going
going
to
to
be
be.
nasty.
I
But
do
I mean,
love
my
we get
Eagles got the
Friday.
Bears on Friday night, man. That's going to be
Friday
fun.
night, dude. Who doesn't love Friday night
Yeah,
NFL
hey,
football,
hey,
dude?
hey.
That's
There's nothing like a good Friday night lights, man. Um, but yeah,
but
man. I
yeah,
mean, it's going to come down to the wire, man. Like you say, some of these are going to be wrapped up real quick here within the next couple weeks. Um, but I mean, look here, especially that NFC East. That'll be wrapped up here quickly. I think we got like a 3-game lead in that division right now, so we should be able to wrap that up here shortly. But I mean, you give us actually a 4-game lead. We have a 4-game lead halfway through the season to have a 4-game lead.
but listen to some of these games. This is week.
Oh
This is
God, that is hilarious.
this is week 15. These are some of the games in week 15.
Okay,
You have Chargers Chiefs,
yeah,
Bills
that's gonna be good.
Patriots,
Gonna be good.
Packers Broncos,
Be good.
Lions Rams,
Gonna be good.
Colts Seahawks. That's all one week. That's all.
That's
Those
gonna be
games
that's
are
gonna be
on
real
one week.
good.
Like
That's gonna be a real good game.
I mean, there are some late.
Denver, Green
I
Bay.
was just complaining about the way they do the schedule, but whoever did the schedule this year, aside from some of their aside from some of their Monday night and primetime picks,
Absolutely.
because there's certainly some turds on here. Like the Sunday night game in week, what is that? Week 16 is the Bengals at Miami.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a turdy game. 49ers Colts on Monday night that week. But yeah, there's going to be there are, and like here's a game that I think right now it may Buccaneers at Carolina.
Yeah.
That could end up being a serious
Yeah.
game. That's week 16.
Yeah. That's like week
But
18. The Bears play the Lions. You know what I mean? If this division keeps going like it is, it might come down to that game who wins that division.
yeah, ooh
You
man,
know? That's a you
listen to some of
you
these.
have bangers within the next 6 weeks, man. 7
Yeah,
weeks.
this is week 17. Lions at the Vikings,
Mm-hmm.
Broncos at Kansas City, Ravens at Green Bay, Seahawks at Carolina, which could be a game that matters.
Uh-huh.
Jaguars at Indy, Eagles at Buffalo.
Yeah.
That could be a
Yeah. Yeah, we
that
gotta
was my
go.
Super Bowl pick.
Well, yeah, it was mine too. It was mine too.
49ers at San Francisco, or Chicago at San Francisco. 49ers, they're always in San Francisco.
49ers at
Yeah,
Chicago. Yeah, that could be a
yeah.
good game. because San Francisco, even though they're third in their division, they're right there in the hunt, man, for a wild card.
Yeah. And there's several of these games that could come down to the last week. Like you got that Ravens Steelers. They play the last week of the year. That's a week 18 game. Lions Bears. Bengals Browns. They'll probably be playing for last place. Chargers
Man,
Broncos.
yeah, this is it's going to
It's
be
gonna be
good coming down the
fantastic.
stretch, man. It's going to be real good coming down the stretch.
I am so looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be real good coming down the stretch. You know, uh, but man, that's awesome.
So,
So what you got for me, buddy?
well, first thing I have is I have two things. One is kind of a sad note. Um, us here at Ball Knowledge, we want to send our thoughts and prayers and all that to the family of Lenny Wilkens, the Hall of Fame head coach, passed away this past Sunday, 88 years old. One of only four people that is inducted into the Hall of Fame as a player and a coach. Won a championship with the Seattle Supersonics in 1979. 1,300 plus victories over a 32-year career. Lenny Wilkens, he's kind of one of the first, being a kid of the 80s and 90s. I remember at one point, I've always collected baseball cards. I had a friend growing up. His dad was a baseball card collector, well, a sports card collector. And I remember at the time, I always liked Michael Jordan, but when it got into like I want to say maybe late 80s, early 90s, I liked Dominique Wilkins too. I just thought he was fun to watch. Um, and I remember the guy like this buddy's dad. He used to give me cards all the time, and when we were talking basketball, and he ends up laying this an actual, I forget what year it was, but it was a Lenny Wilkens player card.
Okay.
And I remember like, who's that? I never even heard
Yeah.
of that guy. I kind of like tossed it back to him, and he was like, well, one, he's a Hall of Famer, and I'll never forget this because he's like, he's a Hall of Famer, and he's probably going to end up being a Hall of Famer as a coach too, because he didn't
Yeah.
go in to the Hall of Fame as a coach until like I don't know the late '90s, and this was like 92, 93 ish when all this
Yeah.
happened. And I don't remember what year he came to Atlanta. It was around that same
Yeah.
time when he became Atlanta's head coach. And I just remember that. It's like one of those names in sports, even though I've never been a Seattle Supersonics fan or a Atlanta Hawks fan or wherever else he's coached a few different places. Like Lenny Wilkens is one of those names that I'll
Yeah.
like never
Absolutely.
never forget. But so anyway, that's sad. So rest in peace to Mr. Lenny Wilkens.
Absolutely.
Before we jump off the NFL train, interesting fact. This is not your trivia question. This is just
Okay.
this is
Okay.
this is food for your brain.
Okay.
After this past weekend, Derrick Henry
Yeah.
now has 12,127
Yes.
rushing yards in the
Yes.
NFL over the course of 10 seasons.
Yes. Yes.
With his final rush in that game, he eclipsed his high school total of 12,124 yards that he
Yes.
obtained in
And four.
4
Yes, I did.
years.
I saw that. That is
So
crazy.
if that doesn't tell you how insanely crazy
Yeah.
12,000 yards is in high school,
Yeah.
um, it took him 2.5 times that to do it in the NFL. Hats off to Derrick Henry for running for just over 24,000 yards in the last 14 years.
Yeah. That's not counting Alabama either.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's not
yeah.
counting Alabama.
No, yeah,
So,
that's high
man, that is
school and
crazy.
NFL. You're correct. So
That is
yeah,
crazy.
so Derrick Henry, man, dude, the guy's a train.
Yeah,
He's
dude's
an
a beast, man. But
absolute
that
train.
lets you know how many times they was giving him the ball, man. It was like we're not throwing nothing.
No, yeah, yeah. Like, oh, I mean, have you actually looked at those numbers? Like,
Yeah.
I forget what the yards per carry was. It was something
Oh,
dumb.
it's
It
bananas,
was
man.
it was over a first down. His senior year, he averaged over a first down per
See, that's
carry.
crazy. That's
Like, I
crazy. I
think about
remember
that. Like,
Nick Saban gave a funny story, man. He was like, Derrick Henry came in as a freshman, and they were having them pass block, and Derrick Henry kept messing up drill, and the running back coach was getting on him, and Nick Saban called him over. He was like, Coach, man, I didn't do this in high school. They gave me the ball, told me to run, and that's what I did.
yeah,
Hey, you know me. If you six, whatever he is, 6'5", six
yeah,
six,
yeah. You're
do
not pass
something.
blocking.
No, man. Little Johnny that just came up with a varsity team, 5'7", but 14. He's not tackling him, man.
No,
Like, get
no,
out of here, dude.
no. Most of those
Nah.
guys are, yeah, and yeah, no. Uh, he he's still he's a specimen. I
Yeah,
mean,
yes, he is.
the fact that he is, and even then, I mean, if I'm being honest, um, I would have lost money based on the way that he runs and how hard he runs. I would have lost money 10 years ago if somebody would have bet me that he'd have a 10-year career. I mean, I'd have to look it
He
up to
he has the
see.
build of like Eric Dickerson, man, but he has the feet of like Emmitt Smith, man, LaDainian Tomlinson. Like he's light on his feet, even though he's so big, man. And dude is nasty, man. Like he's like you're not gonna get many running backs as tall as him, but his agility, his quickness, his breakaway, that's what you look for in a running back.
Yeah. Yeah. He actually reminds me, looking one up because he kind of reminded me in a certain way of, and I'm not saying Eddie George
Yeah,
is
that's a
Derrick
good one.
Henry, but
That's a good one.
that's who he reminds me of
Yeah, that's a
because
good one.
I obviously Eddie George was a, Buckeye, but Eddie George is one of my favorite players, which it was always a weird feeling because I always liked watching Eddie George play, even when he was a Buckeye.
Absolutely.
Um, but even Eddie George's NFL career didn't last 10 years. I mean, he played for 9 seasons, and it was the way he ran. That is not a sustainable. And Derrick Henry has certainly had his injuries, but those backs, they don't normally have sustained careers because of the wear and tear on their body.
Yeah,
So I would
yeah,
have totally lost money that he would have had a 10-year career, and he's not done. I mean, he's still very
yeah,
serviceable.
and that just goes to show you, man, like the way that technology evolves, medicine evolves, the way these guys train, the whole nine goes into it, man. You know what I mean? We look at the longevity of some of these players. What I mean? That has a lot to do with it.
Yeah. I was actually going to look because that's got me curious about, because I just saw in there like what, like last year. Do you remember? Do you have any idea what, how many carries Saquon had last year
Oof.
for the
No,
season?
I don't.
I don't know it off
Yeah,
the top of
off
my
the top of
head,
my head, no, I don't.
but I was just wondering. So I'm looking here. Derrick Henry has never had a 400 carry year. 400 is a lot.
Really? Wow, you would think
He's
he had that before.
his the most Derrick Henry has had in a year is 378. He's only actually eclipsed 300 4 times, and he's ran for 12,000 yards. But just
Now,
to put that in
Saquon
perspective,
Saquon in the regular season had 345 carries.
yeah, and that's still a lot.
Yeah,
But when you look up, these are Eddie George's carries when he played at Tennessee. Well, he was. They were in Houston his first year. He was an
yeah.
Oiler. 335, 357, 348, 320, 403, 315, 343, 312. And then finally, in his ninth season, he didn't get to 300 carries. That's why his career lasted 9 seasons.
Dang.
He played that final year I remember he played it in Dallas in 2004. He was a shell of
Yeah,
what he
of
was.
himself. Yeah,
But I mean, that's what it's like. Derrick Henry, and it's probably because Again, you're talking mid 90s, early
Yeah,
2000s NFL versus now.
yeah, because it was more of a run league then. But even if you average 350 again, 350 a season, that's about 21, 22 a game.
Yeah,
You
he
know, because back
averaged
then it was what 16 games, so
yeah,
that's
he was
about
averaging 345 carries a year.
yeah.
He averaged 1260 yards. He was averaging 74 a game, which is Derrick Henry averages right now. Derrick Henry averages 293 carries, 1,500 yards, and he's averaging 83.6 a game.
And he still got about 5, 6 seasons left in him.
That's a lot. He's 31, so historically, running backs really taper off after they turn 30. So he's 31 and still very good. I
I
mean,
think
his
he's in that Adrian Peterson mode. Like that statistic doesn't work for him.
yeah, and he's more. I think when you watch him now, he's not the Derrick Henry from 2019. I think he's smarter,
Yeah,
and I say
that's
that
like
in the
Leonard
sense,
Fournette is that type of back that you're not going to last at 30. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? How he played, and Leonard Fournette was a really good high school player, college player. Even his early years in the NFL when he was in Jacksonville, he was a good player, but he just had that reckless abandonment. You know what I mean? And I think that you know what I mean, like you say, that was his downfall. And speaking of reckless abandonment, I think that'll be Jackson Dart's downfall as well
yeah,
because
if he doesn't figure out how
he
to
has to.
be calculated about it, I mean that cowboy stuff works to an extent. I mean somehow Baker Mayfield has played as long as he has, playing like that. But Baker Mayfield is more selective about it.
There you go.
And a lot of that too, I think, is youth, right? When you're, I mean, Jackson Dart's
Hmm.
still very young. When you're in your early 20s, you still feel invincible,
Yeah,
and it normally takes that first big injury to realize, like, ooh, this is the NFL. They hit harder. Everybody runs faster. Um, so yeah, but I just thought that was interesting about Derrick Henry. I
yeah,
think
that's crazy. I saw
Derrick
that and I was
Henry's
like, good lord.
stats, yeah, Derrick Henry's stats to me are like Greg Maddox baseball stats. Like
Yeah,
some of them
yeah,
don't make any logical sense.
but they're there.
So yeah.
But
All
they're
right,
there.
brother. Well, are you ready to test your knowledge? Test your ball knowledge.
Not sure. Maybe I'm still on my bye week, but we'll find out.
Well, I would rate this question 10 being a really really hard one,
Okay.
and one being a really really easy one. I feel like this is like a four, maybe a five, maybe a
Oh,
five.
that's a good start after the bye week. I'm good with that.
That being said,
Okay.
I'm looking for three answers.
3. One of
I'm
those
looking
trees.
for I'm looking for the year,
The year,
the team,
the team,
and the record.
and the record. Okay.
Okay. So we did all this talking about where teams are sitting right now for the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs and all of that.
Right, right.
I am looking for the team with the worst regular season record to go on and win the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
So, what year was that? What team was that? And what was the record? Worst regular
Hmm.
season record to go on and win the Super Bowl. Now, I'm going to give you a little because that's covers quite a bit of
That's a
time.
lot to ask. That's a lot to
It's a lot
ask.
to, so this is 2025. It is after 2010.
After 2010.
So 2011 on.
Hmm.
I'll give you. Do you need the customary three questions?
Sure. 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 And you said it's after 2000 or
After 2010.
after 2010. Okay. What division?
They are in NFC East. Lost my brain there for a minute.
Okay. After 2010, I'm going to say, well, only teams that won the Super Bowl after 2010 was us and the Giants.
So you got
Okay,
to narrow it down.
so it is the Giants.
Okay.
They won in 2011.
Okay. Give me that record for the trifecta.
2011, the Giants went. 2011, they were only playing 16 games.
That is correct.
So the Giants went
That was a drum roll.
9-7.
9-7 is correct.
Yeah, yes, sir. Let's go.
That
Let's
is correct. The
go.
2011 New
Oh,
York Football Giants go 9-7 and go on to win the Super Bowl against Thomas Brady.
yes, because I remember them. That was a season when people were like, "Oh, even that started the conference division champs shouldn't, mediocre. There was teams with better records than them that missed the
Yeah,
playoff. Da da da. Yes.
that
Oh,
was it.
yes,
That was it, my
yes.
man. Nicely done.
That's what I'm talking about. Start the bye week off right, just like my Eagles, baby. Come out with a dub. It wasn't pretty, but we got it.
Got it. Got to the
That's
end.
it. That's it.
So on Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to go over our NFL picks.
That's right.
Do you want to do we did quarterback power rankings, which those
Mm-hmm.
would probably look different today than they did when we just did them.
Ooh, definitely.
So would you rather do you want to do a new quarterback power ranking, or you want to move on to like receivers or backs?
Well, let's ask the people.
Okay.
We'll let the people decide.
Let
We
the
either
people
go
decide.
updated QB ranking, or we'll go to wide receivers. So you guys let us know down in the comments what y'all want us to do, and we'll make sure on Thursday we'll get that out to you guys. But if you guys like the content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Uh, that's my man Jason. I'm your boy Kareem. We'll see you in the next one.